Well, a very good evening and welcome to Aylesbury Rugby Club, where tonight, as part of the Play Together, Stay Together initiative, we are going to look forward to a quite unique game of rugby. And I'm very pleased to say that, as you can see alongside me, we've reunited a couple of old Sky Sports colleagues.
Old friends, we are old now.
Very old. Very old.
How are you both? I don't know. You use that one.
I'll give him this.
I'm all right. I'm still alive, which in 2022 I think is half the battle, and genuinely really looking forward to this evening. I've sort of got waves of Martin Tyler. It's live coming through from your excitement levels, which is great, and it's very nice to be back on a touchline with you. What I did notice is not only have you got your clipboard out, but you've got more notes for tonight's match.
Yeah, than normal commentary.
Than for many of the big games that we did together back in days. So I know how excited you are today.
Fail to prepare to fail, Alex. It's something you should use in presenting, something like that.
Pretty good at the failure. And
Indeed. But
Yeah,
no, I'm enjoying it because actually Aylesbury play at level 6. My junior club play at level 6, so it's nice. We haven't got one of these pitches, which is absolutely beautiful, and the lads who are playing, I think, are going to really enjoy it tonight. So can't wait.
So you're on reconnaissance then this evening. You're doing a bit of
yes, because I can understand stay together, play together. The hardest thing I've ever done in my life is sit in our clubhouse on a Thursday trying to put 3 teams together, or getting personnel to actually play 3 teams. So it's interesting to listen to these guys to say their woes and what they do and how we can actually fix it. So that's the whole reason of that tonight, is actually right. Let's get off the settee like you should, and get your boots on like you should, and play some rugby like you should.
Yes.
Yeah, that is what it's all about, and it's partly about getting people aged 17 to 22 into adult rugby. It's also about getting those lads 30 and above back out, putting the boots on, dusting them off from wherever they are in the cupboard, and coming out to have a run. I'm really grateful to the National Lottery for getting behind the funding behind tonight's event, and so that we can hopefully encourage more people to pull on the boots. When was the last time you pulled on boots?
Not those leather ones, you know.
All right, he's warming up now, isn't he? He's available for all sort of weddings and post-match functions. Last time I put a pair of boots on, I have played a fair bit of touch. We had a game in Bermuda, didn't we, a few years ago?
Oh yeah,
that was on the beach though, so we didn't have to put boots on.
3 in the morning.
Yeah,
3 in the morning.
Yeah, it was a bit of that. We played a bit for the Sky team back in. That was probably about 5-10 years ago, in the Media Sevens. That was at Richmond. But I used to play a lot up until about the age of 24, 25. And the extraordinary thing about coming here tonight is I bought my boots and I'm absolutely desperate to put them on. Oh. And then I sort of have seen Tom Wood out there and Phil Vickery.
So what's stopping? Phil Vickery's just come over to me and embraced me. He's fitter. He's lost a bit of weight, but he's like a piece of granite. I thought he's holding it honestly. So I don't know whether he's been on the bike or whatever, but he is like a piece of granite. So there's no way I'm going out there. Matt Banahan is as big as he was once playing Tom Woods over there. You got Delon Armitage over there. So
don't forget Mike Tindall, who's in prime of his life as well.
Well, exactly, and that's partly of what tonight's all about as well. We've got the good, the bad, and the rugby here with Alex.
We do.
And with James Haskell and Mike Tindall, and as you've heard, a gentle smattering of ex-internationals and stars. So what are you expecting from your GBR colleagues?
Well, I'm expecting a lot of noise from Hask, which won't
he's
surprise
not playing,
anybody.
is he?
He's not playing, because if he goes anything over sort of 3 or 4 miles an hour, his foot falls off. So he is here in very much a cheerleading, sort of Ron Atkinson type sort of managerial capacity. He's got himself a blanket and a deck chair.
I did just give him a chocolate biscuit. He was quite happy with that. He managed to eat some of it, and the most of it fell down onto his tummy.
Yeah, he needs a nanny everywhere he goes.
Why isn't he playing?
So he genuinely had spinal surgery 8 months ago. Nothing to do with rugby. I will put that out there. That was more to do with his MMA, I think, which unfortunately got kiboshed by COVID. But he's got a couple of war wounds that I think means he doesn't move quite as freely as he once had. But he has been to the very summit of the game, and therefore we can probably forgive him that.
I think we have. But Tinds is
in really
really
good night. He can't give it up. He is still playing for Minchinhampton whenever the opportunity arises. He still loves to drop the shoulder whenever you're sort of not looking. So he misses the combat and the contact. And you know, we were saying earlier, he wasn't renowned for worldy skills as a player, but I think tonight, if he can show a bit of magic, it might redress how we remember his glorious career, which was a bit more bosh than flair, wasn't it? He's keen though. He's up for it.
You've got to have a bit of both, mate.
Yeah.
you have in all aspects of the game. But it's just good that these lads are coming out, and it's interesting talking to the director of rugby here. It's actually we struggle to get second and third teams. First team's not so bad, okay. Second and third teams, and what they do down here is like a round robin. So if there's a couple of groups of players in a neighbouring village, whatever, that can't get a fixture out, they come down here, mix together, so at least they can have a run out on a Saturday, whatever. So that's actually good, talking about getting people back down here to have a pint or whatever. And actually, I use it to see if you need a joiner, or if you need a locksmith, or if you need all these different types of people, go down the rugby club. It's an amazing thing.
And we've heard plenty about how Dowie's made a few notes on players this evening.
Yes, indeed.
We've got a few more over the course of the evening to come. No doubt, in true rugby club fashion, a few late arrivals into shirts. We'll do our best to get the numbers on
Mears, hot-footing it out of the city to try and make kick-off.
There we go. We're hoping the M25 will be kind.
Do you know the thing that's been nicest today? Are you wrapping up or not?
No.
The thing that's been nicest is genuinely, since I got out of the car, it has been smiles and hugs across the board. It's been lovely to see you, been lovely to catch up with you. It's been really nice watching old England colleagues get back together, and without naming names, one or two of them had a bumpy old couple of years, and they hug and they sit down, and there's been coffee and pizza, and it is just a really genuinely heartwarming place to be. Michael,
Mr. Tindall, can we?
We're live and exclusive on rfu.com.
Let's
What's
let's
so
just
fun,
see
I
if
just
we
said
can-
the same to Hask, which is that when you cross the whitewash, all former rugby players, the bowl comes back on. There's much more strut about the way that you're walking. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm actually disappointed. You offered that you were bringing your boots, and
But then they said they needed a touchline reporter. So
I think maybe the
no one needs to see the athletic prowess of you and Archie.
the emphasis tonight surely has to be Alex on the field, right?
Oh, he's in good nick. I played with him the other day. He runs around like a spring chicken.
He's like a bloody slab of slate.
why do you still do it?
Love of the game. I as I told you numerous times on the pod, never been at like a local rugby club till I finished. I sort of finished and I didn't really want to finish, so I still enjoyed running around, so I went down to the local club, and it's a great club. We've got about 4 or 5 of the boys up here.
How excited are they? National cameras, television coverage, superstars on the pitch.
I just saw Fitzy having a beer, so he's really throwing himself into it. But look, I think they're quite keen. You wouldn't get, it's obviously a long way. You wouldn't get 5 of them driving off. They didn't enjoy it. Some of them because they think they'll be on TV. You know who you are, Tom Goulding. But I think this is what club rugby is. Great, unbelievable facility, by the way, and the amount of players who've turned up and want to play, I think it'll be good fun.
Little prediction: the old timers are out. Banners is looking not small. Vix is in great nick. Tom Wood still just about holding it together. But little prediction for the big boys.
Well, obviously Hask, typical Hask is all bravado, and then he's got his jeans on. So I think that the right thing to do would be my team to win, because we're all taking the field.
We're cheering for you. Go on, give us a little sprint. Go and give us some shuttles. Is that it? Rest up. Ice packs, please.
Excellent.
Chaos abounds.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
We've got a few rugby players. We've got 2 presenters. We've got some co-coms going on. We're certainly going to enjoy ourselves. I noticed that a few of the players that are down there, I think they've started a Fat Boys team here, which is
wrong with that.
which is exactly the sort of
Nothing
thing,
wrong
though,
with
that ultimately gets people going, well, I don't feel fit as a fiddle. I don't know if I want to go back. No, neither does anybody else. So we're all going to turn up. We're all going to play, and we're all going to enjoy it together, and that's what it's about, right?
Of course it is. It's what else are you going to do? Realistically, if you've played the game to 30, 35, we've got lads who play at 40, 50 years of age, and they think, right, okay, I'm going to slightly get hurt, whatever. No, you put in as much as you want to put in. It would be nice to see him down at training sometimes on a Thursday, because when they turn up for training, it is cheating. When they turn up for training, they haven't got a clue of the line-out move. But that's not. Is that the point? Not really. The point is actually seeing what these lads are doing tonight, just getting out there, enjoying themselves, putting a smile on their face, smacking into a few people, and just playing the game that we love, because it's the game. It's the best game in the world. It's the game for every shape and size, and that's what you can see behind you now. Yeah.
Do you know what I did do the other day? You asked about when I last put my boots on. We did something with the pod around Grassroots rugby, and we played walking rugby.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely exhausting. Genuinely, it is a proper workout. And I think that's the thing that all clubs are now going to start offering. It's obviously what you want is people out there running around and going for it. But there is walking rugby, there's tag rugby, there's all sorts now.
Yeah.
Touch minis. I do every Sunday morning down at Richmond with my son, and we've got like 300-400 kids around them.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant. Cup of coffee for the old boys on the touchline.
Absolutely.
Kids doing the work for you. Sunday papers in front of the
over
fire
the
on the way
bar,
back.
keep the club going.
Absolutely what it's all about.
All
you
of
know,
that.
It's
Certainly
nice to
is.
on the way home. Yeah.
Oh, well, steady on.
Down south.
All right.
Tea and stickies for the boys.
There we go. So we'll hopefully manage to catch up with a few of the players as they come on, as they come off, few minutes on, few minutes off. Of course, there are various formats of the game that can be played as well to ensure that people can get back into it, different lengths of the game and various other bits. We'll try and talk our way through that over the course of the game, but we should go and get ourselves up to commentary, leave Alex to look after his charges, and
Do you, Tyler?
And don't forget, it's live.
It's big.
Well, we have shot our way up to commentary, and everyone's getting in behind us. The smell of chips from the clubhouse is just so tempting.
Actually. It's not good. It's sensational.
It's oh, hi, there we go. There are the chips behind us. So we've been offered one, but I did mention that we'd be on air, and you don't need to hear that noise. So yes, good evening if you're just joining us. Here we are at Aylesbury, and delighted to be with the legend that is Dowie Morris, former England and British and Irish Lions scrum half, as the two teams get ready. Final words going in now. Dowie, as we know, the various ways in which that people can play together, stay together, is the fact that the game can be modified as to how people want to play it. So what can you tell us about how tonight's game is going to be played?
I believe this is how it's going to go. There's a 60-minute game with rolling subs for a start. That's fantastic. There was going to be 12 players, 6 forwards, 6 backs. That may have moved a little bit because we've got more players turned up, which again is fantastic.
There was a do-on.
These two will never stop talking, Haskell and Tindall. The first half, I believe, scrums a 1.5 metre push. I did say this to Phil Vickery. He wasn't too happy about it. I can assure you that. And he definitely wasn't happy with this, because in the second half it's uncontested.
Oh dear.
It's the biggest problem, again, being serious about seconds and third teamers, getting people out. You can't play because you can't have you can't get the props. So basically that's negated that. And in the first half, for the line-outs, it's fully contested, and in the second half there's no jumping.
Great.
Again, so we'll have to see. It's a bit of fun. There's a serious motive behind it, trying to get people back there, but these guys are going to go out. And I believe, reading my notes, it was called a friendly game. I've never seen a friendly game in my life. You just wait till that whistle goes and we will see.
That's it. Oh look, we're just seeing David Flatman on the sideline. We've got all the big dogs in town for this one, and certainly no bigger than the two leading out these two sides, although that's probably the most amount of running that we're going to see from James Haskell this evening, and he's getting the hugs and the love from Mike Tindall as well, as we have the white team, which is the Haskell lineup, and then the red team, which Mike Phillips is in charge of, and somewhere Alex Payne might be trying to lend some coaching from the sidelines. Not sure how effective that'll be. We might just give you a touchline microphone at some point if we can.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's going to be doing our roaming reporter, speaking to the lads and whatever, but they're lining up there. There's again, more people have turned up, which is great. There's the photo opportunity, but for those that like their big names, like we've got Haskell and Tindall there, but also we've got Phil Vickery, and I said in that build-up there, he gave us a hug, and it was like honestly hugging a slab of marble. I don't know what he's been doing training-wise. He is just incredible.
There he is, front and centre of the line as well. He's probably holding them all up there, right in the middle with the stripey.
Again, he wasn't too happy when I did say he goes to uncontested scrums. But you got Tom Woods there, Matt Banahan, you mentioned, Tindall, Lee Mears, and Delon Armitage. So a lovely splattering. Look at the size of Banahan.
Yeah, still no small man, is he?
Well, he was underused in my punditry role. I used to try and persuade England selectors. There's Phil Vickery. Look at him. He's just talking to Lee Mears. Look at me. Honestly, I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing. Look at the smile. Yeah, you wait till someone smacks you in the back of the head. You sort
of sense that the adrenaline's flowing, isn't it? He's ready to go.
Well, just talking to him before, because obviously his junior club was Bude, and he's played down there. And he said, I get really emotional because this is where I started. I'm playing with guys that, we're older than me now, just in charity games. He's putting a bit back, a bit back into that. And he just absolutely enjoys it, in tremendous shape, and it'll be good. I'm looking forward to this. The facilities down at Aylesbury are second to none. This pitch is superb. The clubhouse fantastic. The beer hopefully is very, very good for later. And like you said, the chips are outstanding.
And of course it's a mix of players who come from Aylesbury. We've got some from Minchinhampton, where Mike Tindall still regularly runs out, and there he is with the 13 on his back. It wasn't going to be any other number, was it? And Chinner as well, another local club that have contributed players tonight. You won't be surprised to find out that Matt Banahan has pulled on the number 11 shirt, we're told. So there are some superstitions, some positions that players won't be wrestled out of in terms of shirts. There's another number 11 in Delon Armitage for the red side, and our referee for this one is a man who also plied his trade down at Gloucester, where Mike Tindall spent much of his time, but he's certainly lost a few pounds for the days when he was in the front row for the Cherry and Whites. Nick Wood, who's been he kept the boots on beyond his playing career by picking up the whistle, and he knew how the dark arts were being done up front, so he decided he would take the whistle.
He has a reason why to get around the pitch, but I'll tell you, he was one heck of a club. Absolutely phenomenal cornerstone for many.
Can we restart if it's rubbish?
Nice to see him. He's got the whistle. How much
chat
do you think he's going to take today?
Can you imagine a little? And I think we've got him mic'd up as well, haven't we?
Good.
James, Darryl, all good. Just let me know when, Dan.
I'm not docking, I'm just drop punting onto that guy. I'll restart later.
Stay behind you.
So it's all about play together, stay together. 30 minutes each half.
Okay, ready,
We'll have a 10-minute half time as well. And Nick Wood gets things going. A mix of grassroots players. And of course, there's the first bit of Bosch. That was an immediate big carry. You can hear that coming through the ref's mic as well.
I told you about it. It's just the ball straight out there. It's not a big too big pass. Tremendous steamroller coming through, and here we go. This is what Vickery's been waiting for.
Just push it, crouch, bind, set, wait there.
Ball's come squirting out, but on a slightly less than mild autumn evening. The cold fingers haven't quite warmed up yet.
A bit of a mix-up there between the two nines. Down there, Don. And the white.
Set.
And Tom Fitzcharles in the red.
Okay, hold the push. Wait there, no.
Go 1.5 metres, I think that's about 1.5 metres, and off they go down.
White team looking to play now, looking to get going on the right hand side. It's going to be Matt Banahan who puts in the little chip up the touchline, chases on, but the ball's beaten everybody. It was a nice combination as he worked with Jordan Stanmore, who's been a real one club man at Aylesbury, 23 years, although he played less than 10 games in the last 10 years. He's looking to come back to the first 15 this season. That's what we like to hear. The Reds playing from their own line. Ball's gone backwards. Stanmore.
And they're off again. It's like sevens out there at the moment.
This is all going to come to a sorry end, isn't it, after 10 minutes?
They have got 27 physios on the sideline tonight. You know that.
The big question for me is, will Alex Payne put the boots on?
Not a chance.
There is the Lord himself, Mike Tindall, looking for the crossfield kick for former Toulon and London Irish winger. Man with 26 England caps, Delon Armitage, was just looking to get on his bike over on the far side. It'll work as a line clearance at the very least.
Rearranged move. All smiles. Guy, Bevan and Steph Armitage. Obviously Steph should have had many more caps for England. Such as Delon. Servants.
5 in. Okay,
Toulon.
Indeed.
Time out there.
backwards off the foot, player. That was a knock on a scrum advantage.
Referee was happy that the ball went forwards off the foot, but now it's going to be a chance for Stanmore, and he's going to go through the gap here. Now, has he got the support from Banahan? He always looked to play it, but it's brilliantly picked off by Fitzcharles.
Move 12. Let go now, leave it off.
Or in fact, it may have. Well, either way, the ball's come downfield back into the half. Oh, and the goosey. The goosey from Banahan.
Get him annoyed, whatever you do.
Was that forwards? Nick Wood may be happy enough to just let things play this evening, and why not, as Alex Ingalls was the recipient.
It's flat, I think, Nick.
Tom Newbury puts a left peg to it.
It's interesting, they're running it from everywhere in the first 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden, right, we'll put it into touch and we'll have a breather. Good crowd out here tonight, thoroughly enjoying it. Fantastic conditions. There's a bit of rain on the east side of the country, and this is the replay going past. Is Banahan going to get on the end of this? It is just a great interception there. If that goes to hand, the big lad's in. Oh, that goes, that scores, and off we go again.
So the Reds, Tindall's team going. It's going to be a ball back inside. Oh, Delon Armitage thought for all the money he was finding Mike Tindall, but look who it was on the intercept. Banahan with a brilliant interception.
It's like watching the Harlem Globetrotters,
isn't it? Well, then Sean Pickford was happy to make the run. Newbury, oh dear, now I don't think we're going to get away with that one. Little nudge forward.
It's calmed down a little bit now. Not quite sure who the late tackle was. Banahan's got the ball, he's off and running. Look behind it, Tom Woods.
Straight up to the 22. Our replay man is being beaten to the quick play every time, but that's a little bit of a handling error from Scott Lindsay. White's playing on. Armitage being called in to make the tackle. High tempo stuff out there. That's gone along the floor. So Tom Wood just trying a little under through the legs, but we will stop for the scrum.
Good line-up ball into the midfield. Mike Tindall. Good pass, looping pass on the wide outside. The good covering. And then Delon Armitage does so well. That goes to hand again. That scores. Banahan seen that. That's totally allowed. Parries the ball up in the air. And like I said, a bit like the Harlem Globetrotters. Takes it back. And the movement carry on.
Set, wait for the ball.
There's a few happy faces, a few rolling subs coming on left, right and centre, so that will happen for the full 60 minutes of this game.
Look to just play down the short side. Another big barnstorming run.
That's okay, thank you.
Now then, looking to send it down the line. Armitage, stop go from the winger. He's trying to swat away the attentions of Mike Duros. We're happy the ball went backwards and it's played away. Banahan making the clear out on Mears, but that ball's gone out on the full. Certainly seeing some of the big boys in their pomp.
As I said before, it's a game for every shape and size, isn't it? And you need your piano shifters and your piano players, and that was definitely shifting. It's the start, momentum, get the wreck involved, and then off it goes to the backs.
Tom Fitzcharles plays at Minchinhampton alongside Mike Tindall. He's one of those he's rallied to come along this evening. Banahan having to do the work to cross the field and get hold of it. Not his greatest clearance.
Haskell's applauding, I'm not quite sure what there. Give him a biscuit before, I think he's eaten a lot. Can't play tonight, but he's making his voice heard around the arena.
If everyone's not sick of that already.
On all points, yes. I heard him a mile away.
Backwards, all backwards.
Enjoying it, and here they go again.
That one's forwards.
Haskell's, I have to call it Haskell's team, but it's not Alex Payne's team, it's Haskell's team.
Well, yes, Team Haskell and Tindall.
Yeah. Here you go. James with J A-N. Good lad. Well done.
It's coming on really well, isn't it?
He is. He's good. Yeah, you know, he's a work in progress.
Tindall
Get through there.
on the dummy switch. Managed to make a few extra yards. Not what you call quick ball, but it is going to be picked up by Jordan Stanmore.
Delon's catching him.
Stanmore's on his bike. Delon Armitage trying to rein him in. He's running out of room. Ball is still presented though. Is it still there for White to be able to play it away? Oh, we've got turnover ball. And Tindall stepping and going, but then intervention that time from Tom Wood. And I think we're going to have a penalty. I think someone got a bit overexcited, and we've got a bit of a slap to the mush.
There's the break. I think it's Jordan Stanmore. He's going. Delon Armitage in his playing day, he'd have chased that down and put in the fullback into the hoardings. But again, he just marshalled him down there, and then there was a breakout. Banahan then intercepted. It was Tom Wood intercepted, wasn't it? Passing the ball out wide. There's a high tackle, so off you there they go again. Banahan in charge.
Oh, and he's just looked to ghost all the way through himself. He's not quite managed to get round right on the wing.
I think he's kept his fitness up since he retired.
Well, he was mentioning before the game that he didn't retire through injury, but he was less keen on turning up on a Monday morning and being told how terrible he was at the weekend, and he'd had enough of that, but still loved the game. So he does like to run out, does like to have a game, and that's why we've got him here this evening.
Very good at field hockey in his younger days.
Shot to the bar, aren't they?
Just the 16 caps of Banahan. Should have had, like I said before, many more.
Good potential attacking scrum this. Haskell's team. Play the ball away. Banahan is in midfield. He's going to be the dummy runner. Could this open up? It's going to be the missed pass that sends the Haskell team in for the game's first try. It's Mike Duros who goes under the sticks. Warm applause from the fans watching. And it is first blood to the team in white.
Indeed it is. It's 5 points, will soon become 7 because that's right in front of the posts. I'm not sure who's going to take the kick. Banahan looks like he's coming forward. I'm sure he'll just drop kick it. Mr. Woods, the referee, could probably do that, but that's a good break. He's enjoying that. He's on Mike. That's the way to cut an angle straight to the posts. And you don't want to poke the bear too early, didn't you? With Delon Armitage out there and Mr. Tindall out there. They will probably want to come back and say, OK, if that's what you want. It's a good line. He's outside the outside centre of the red team. And that's just straight underneath the sticks. Good score.
Play together, stay together. The theme of the evening. And because of these various different ways that the game can be interpreted, can be played in order to get the most amount of people back out there, keeping fit, keeping healthy, enjoying their camaraderie. That's the benefit, isn't it, Dowie? These different formats could even be a bit of touch, could be however you choose to get back to the game, but coming back to the game is the really key part. It's so good for community, good for mental health, good for physical health.
Of course it is. It's good. You're seeing your mates.
That's okay. We'll come back.
Is it win, lose, draw? Well, actually, what they're doing down in Aylesbury, most sort of second and third teams do struggle. But they've stopped being in a league this year in the third, so that enables them to actually say to junior clubs around the area, right, are you struggling? We've only got 6 players. And they go, yeah, we've got 5, and then someone else will have 5, and then someone else will have 4, someone else will have 9. So they all come down here, or whoever's ground, and they have a round robin. So basically it's 15 against 15, nothing too serious, and a couple of pints after in a pie. so at least they've got a game of rugby.
Yeah, all about that camaraderie, and also thanks to the support from the National Lottery, who allowed the RFU to create this campaign to encourage as many people back as possible. I mean, I'm still playing touch and absolutely love it. And at the age of 43, I'm fitter than most of my mates. Oh, that's not quite worked out for the Reds, though. This is a ground that my 80-year-old father refereed a dozen matches at. He was a referee for 25 years. There's all these different ways that you can maintain your involvement in the sport.
I bet it wasn't an artificial pitch then. That was
certainly wasn't. He's probably got an artificial knee now, though.
Yeah. But it's good. I know people don't like these type of pitches, but actually they are safe, or safe can be for an artificial pitch. But actually in the winter months, when you're fully affiliated with all the kids and all the guys, the pitches do take a lot of hammering, so it allows people to actually just play the game. And then the guys were saying they've never had a game called off.
Banahan looking to commit men as Haskell's team looks to play from their own try line. Former England scrum half and British and Irish line Dowie Morris with us.
There's a numerical advantage here to the Whites. It's a 5-3 if they see it. That's Phil Vickery. Love him.
You were right. You were right earlier when you said he's built like a 10.
Oh my gosh, he is now. But he's honestly, it's like teak.
I'm enjoying over the course of the evening the various hard materials you can reference. Teak, marble, granite,
slate,
diamond.
Oh, he's a bit. Tom Wood's got Delon Armitage up in a choke position.
Chatting to Tom Wood before the game. Yeah. If you're unaware, Wood by name, Wood by nature is his business, and he's making an awful lot of amazing furniture. And he is a regular tree surgeon. Yeah. He's up there keeping fit. He's outdoors all day. He said he doesn't miss the training because he's still getting in from work, having been chopping down trees and all sorts, and he's still absolutely exhausted.
And I did see a couple of pictures. He's an archer as well, isn't he? And a very good archer.
Probably.
So. Good on him. What a tremendous player for Northampton Saints. Born in Coventry. Started at Worcester, obviously, but spent the majority of his time at Northampton Saints. This is the rule now. You're allowed 1.5 metres push. So basically, the Reds can have a go, and that's it. But off they go.
Tom Wood carrying up the blind side and selling dummy number 1, then back into the middle. It is amazing when you see the men from the very top of the international game in a grassroots fixture, and just how silky and easy the skills are. Straight through. That's the try scorer off Banahan. DeRose has thrown it. Unfortunately for the Haskell team, it's gone forwards. They won't get the chance of the score this time.
Well, if we get a replay out, there's 3 great internationals on show there. You got Tom Woods off the back at number 8. He obviously played across the back row. That's Banahan being chopped down. Unfortunately, the try scorer there, Mike DeRose, just holding on to it. Again, he can score a try, but just gets tackled and gets touched with his hand. Can't get that pass away. But it was a lovely little shift of a pass from Phil Vickery, standing at 10. And another scrum. Nice blind side. Red number 9 wants to have a look at that.
Coming straight back out of the tunnel, as you can hear the referee say. Sean Tickford on the loose head side. Pietro Ranieri, Rani as he's known, is in the middle of that front row, toiling away. And it's rolling subs, of course, as well, so they can keep themselves fit and fresh. Oh, that one's just gone over the shoulder. Nick Wood is playing the clear and obvious, and he's happy that it went backwards sufficiently. Big double hit there. Now that it'll chip through the middle. Is this going to invite anything special from Matt Banahan? The one-hand pickup. He's scanning for where the little chink might come. Plays it over the top, but it wasn't held by DeRose.
No, he's in the action, DeRose. Banahan's definitely in the action. Red team just trying to chip over the top. It's Tindall's side. Unfortunately, goes straight to that man. Big long levers. He's about, what is he, 6'5", Banahan? 6'6". Built
6'7",
like a second
I think.
row. Obviously,
6'7" in his pomp, anyway.
6'7" in his pomp. There's a few subs going on. What's the timing? 18 minutes about right. So we've got 12 minutes to go in this house. Just 30 minutes and a half, I am right, I think.
Yeah, good shift by Scott Lindsay there. Suck it in the air.
He's done. Good lad.
And we mentioned the club beforehand. We know that Aylesbury does have a Fat Lads alumni. They've got players that are happy to come back and have a bit of a run out, but they don't want to have to be the ones in the gym and drinking the protein shakes. They know where they are and they want to play with their mates, and they're perfectly happy to.
Exactly. And if they don't want the contact, you can play touch rugby, you can walk in rugby, at least you're there, and you're part of, something special. You're part of a rugby club.
Tindall's men still looking to try and find a way to strike back. Take play just outside the 22, but they haven't really managed to quite get the yards. That's a decent bit of contact, though.
That's good. They're just coming around the corner, which is good. Scrum half playing quite well. Nick Woods laying the law down, but off they go again.
Looking to try and take the contact there. Steve Davis managing to make the offload, and they're still coming forwards here, the red team.
I think it was John Hools, wasn't it, make that big run?
Yes, if we can read the handwriting correctly for his surname. All right, well, it's pretty high stakes stuff as Tindall's men look to try and get back into this. Let's cross to Alex Payne, who's on the pitch, who's on the touchline with his old mate Hask.
Let's welcome down to the melting pot. This is where the intensity is really rising, and we've got none other than James, Ron Atkinson, Haskell on the side here. I'm not hugely impressed with your substitute management, but I am impressed with your team so far. Words of inspiration pre-game?
Yes, I had to calm Phil Vickery down. The fires still burn very brightly in him. I basically said to go out there, have fun, and make sure we win at all costs, that we can under no circumstances lose to Mike Tindall. Matt Banahan's been the star of today. Banners is away. Oh, he's caught! It's like felling a giant redwood tree, cutting him out. But no, I've actually been quite pleased with my management style. I got out the deck chair, took the blanket off, I brought some subs on, everyone's having a good time. I brought on what looks like the cast of the last of summer wine. Some of them are literally about 80 years old. Phil Vickery!
Go on the Vicks! Fendi the Vicks! Fendi the Vicks! Oh, Delon Armitage, who is doing well to keep his head. He's done with it. Oh, I tell you what, it's like, it's all fun and we're all having a lovely time. Just one or two beginning to really go through the gears a little bit. I'm a bit worried about one or two heads for those who've been into the hot pot of international rugby before. Are we worried that some temperaments might get tested?
Yeah, and there's a couple of people out there with hair trigger fuses who could lose it at any moment. I'm there to quell that. I'm there to keep
trouble is
I'm actually there to fire it up, pour petrol onto the fire. But no, I think there's a few people, but also I think the tiredness will kind of outweigh the aggression at some point, and you'll see people coming off and calming down and maybe going back on it.
Once a warrior, always a warrior, it seems. Fellas, back to you.
Thank you, Alex.
He doesn't take a breath, does he, Haskell? While that was going on, there was a tremendous passage of play. Mike Phillips for the Tindall team put a big hit in on Banahan. Banahan tried to go on the outside, which he's done many times in his career, and scored. Unfortunately, I think that's a knock-on, but never mind. Nick Wood allows it to go on. And now, Delon Armitage, is he going to do the special? The crowd want him to go all the way. They want him to go all the way.
He's shaping to kick.
Here he goes.
He's almost having a dance as well.
Oh, he's just released his winger.
Get their way out of the 22. Seeing an awful lot of Matt Banahan in this game so far. There's an awful lot of it to go round. Yeah, that's true.
You can always tell the people who get mentioned that because they're fit.
That's a lovely sell. Tom Wood done all ends
Going
up.
all the way.
And is anybody giving chase? He's continuing to look round. Delon Armitage is almost suggesting that he might have to be the one to bring him down. Ben Pope is going to score the equalising try for the Tindall crew. He got rid of Tom Wood on the way, and James Haskell on the touchline has thrown his hat on the floor in disgust. Conversion's good as well. Absolutely superb. Well, it was all on the work here, done to get rid of Tom Wood, who there just disappears out of the picture.
No, this is a good try. Again, no one was at home at the back, so off he goes. Ben Pope. I think Delon Armitage was going to trip him up there. And again, it's good rugby. Ball outside, and as the legs get a bit heavy, there's gaps opening up all over the place.
Reds look to play from outside the 22. Oh, they have just knocked that one forwards.
There they go. Here's the two Water boys, Toby and Mason. Toby's the under 8, he's the smaller lad. Left wing. So what position do you like? I said number 11, left wing. It's Tony and Rory Underwood, and number 8 was the other one for Mason, and he plays the under 11s. And he's a big ball carrier.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Quite right too. Favourite number 11s over the years, Dowie?
Hey.
Favourite number 11s over the years?
Gosh, there's a few I've watched. My word. Well, Banahan here is.
There we go. Good. I was just checking.
He was the second row playing on the wing, but underused. Not at Bath, where he obviously was one of the crowd favourites, and hence, who gets the ball?
Oh, he looked to try and take the contact to ride it and then get the offload away for Jordan Stanmore, but didn't quite come together. Big collision in the middle there, wasn't it? I think Steve Davis felt every bit of that.
Phil Vickery.
Tindall looks to just keep an arm free and then play away. So that fits Charles, just looking to try and straighten, and then this is well kept alive by Tindall's outfit, but it may well be the man whose name I mentioned who then just couldn't quite hold it.
7-5. 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes to go. He did convert. We've got a problem with our. I'll get the paintbrush out. It was 7-7. I thought I was going in slightly now. As again, as more subs, small subs are happening. Crowd applauding.
Reminder that it's a 30-minute half, so our clock is a best estimate. It'll be on Nick Wood's whistle, but I don't imagine he's going to play many more seconds past the 30, even if we get to 30. Ball comes out the back. Referee not interested in any small little nudge there. It's got to be worthwhile. And look at Tom Wood on this carry. How many is it going to take to try and stop him? Goes with the basketball pass over the top. And now they're trying to find a bit more room on this side. Stanmore steps in and away from one tackle. Then the ball sent to Mike Williams. Banahan will play the link player. And then it's back to Wood again, who's come straight through the middle. Tom Wood's looking for anybody else that he can put through here. Support line was there. And is this going to be the score for Haskell's team? It certainly is. It's Tom Newbury on the shoulder of Tom Wood. Quite a sensible place to be.
Yes. Again, it was just a very, very good line. He's a vastly experienced Tom Wood there, but you just see you take it. You don't drift across the field to make it easy for the defence. You just go straight. As I said, his legs get a little bit heavier. There you see that coming from deep. Always come from deep. Things are going to happen out the back door. Don't get much better than that.
Well, he provided,
just before half time, a good time to score.
He provided the pass to Wood and then was there to receive it on the wraparound come the line.
Yeah. And a if you're a defensive centre or whoever, the last thing you want to see is a big roaming back row forward at you.
Good finish as well.
Tom Newbury, no, he had a bit to do. Oh dear, that one is missed, so we are 12 points to 7. A minute or so to go. Haskell's talking to the touch judge.
We need a ball.
You want a ball? Yeah, ask if you get the ball on, it would help, mate. No problem.
I think he was too busy talking. So just a couple of minutes left. Reds get restarted. It's there for Phil Vickery, who's sitting down one defender. He's taking it on to the next one. He was then downed. They're looking for the turnover here, but I don't think it's quite going to come. Oh, nearly a suggestion of an intercept opportunity. It was then juggled. Alvin Evans-Woodward. But then he was deemed to have held on. He's asking for a moment just to be allowed to get back to his feet, but this is Tindall, and the Reds know that if they could get a score in here, it would be quite handy before half-time. Banahan needs to be careful. Certainly fairly upright in that score. Old referee Nick Wood said play on. The Whites had half fallen asleep, and the Reds are in with Tom Fitzcharles. It's 2 tries apiece, Dowie Morris.
From Tindall's club, he's brought him along. That's a smile. It was a good hit from Banahan. Again, he couldn't stop the momentum. Good recycling the ball, and then just one little pass out, and he's through. So just as we thought we weren't going to get another score, the final whistle goes for the half. So it's nicely poised, I should say. Posed as well, I presume. He was posing there as he goes underneath the sticks. But there you go.
So Nick Wood has blown the half-time whistle as the two teams get a chance to regroup. It looks like they might be staying on the field, and quite right too. So Team Tindall with their noses in front with that conversion effort, and that's been a good bit of fun. All right, let's remind ourselves of how the game unfolded. This was the game's first score from Duros.
Yeah, very good, just outside his opposite number. He got put away on a nice arc, and he wasn't to be stopped. There's just a little bit of cat and mouse in between that. People sort of sizing each other up, and there's a lovely little drifted pass outside his man, just on a very Jerry Guscott like, I would say. Just that lovely arc on the way, and that started things off. Again, a nice crowd in here. I think the ticket prices were £150, so they've got value for money. And as the ball goes out, this is again India. You've got Delon Armitage outside it. He doesn't need him. All the way to the try line. That was the good response. I think he's trying to trip him up. But he does well. Goes under. And Ben Pope gets his just rewards there. Conversion obviously very easy from under. There's the third try. Again, it's good recycling ball. This time it's Tom Woods, and that's the way to come from an angle. Come from deep. Just passes the ball out the back door. There you go.
Just another little look at this one.
Just have another look again. But again, I know it's difficult, but again, if you just give yourself some depth, whatever, and let the ball carrier dictate to where the ball wants to go. That's why Nick Wood made that good break. Sorry, Tom Wood. Nick Wood's refereeing with the green and putting his hands up. And this was the final one. So get it nearly even, Stevens. 12 points to 14. Little snatch and go.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, and we've got another 30 minutes to look forward to. But I understand Alex Payne is down by the down pitch side and is catching up with a few of the crowd.
Thank you, chaps. Yes, I think I've got 1 or 2 pints that have just gone on just for a little half-time refreshment. But while the players are, well, 1 or 2 of them actually regaining their composure, what we do want to do. Good evening. How are you? Nice to see you. See you all in a bit. I'm doing an interview at the same time as you're talking to me, so I'm going to come back to you in a moment. So just give us 2 minutes. Can I? Well-timed television, all right. Can I just very quickly ask you, A, lovely to have you down tonight. Thank you very much. I like the Aylesbury badge as well. Why have you come down this evening?
Well, just to see the old players play, and enjoy a good game of rugby.
And is it a good game of rugby? Are you impressed with what you see?
It's awesome so far, yes. Yeah, nice to see some of the Aylesbury players getting stuck into the old internationals there.
Taking a fair bit of cop out there. What have you made of it?
Well, it's nice to see Grassroots rugby. I mean, this guy gets up every Sunday morning to coach the minis down here. So, you know, it's a really big family. Aylesbury Rugby Club's a really big family, and to have something like this going on here is fantastic.
There's lots of ex-Gloucester players, and as you'll see,
I spotted the shirt and the jacket. Yeah, good idea. And tell us a little bit about the club and how it's getting on at the moment, what you'd like to see over the course of the next few weeks, months and the rest of the season.
The club's doing really well. I mean, we've gone up from level 7 to level 6 this year, moved into one of the London leagues, so different opposition, and the lads are doing really well actually at the moment.
Good on them.
The women's team now.
Oh,
as
good.
Well. Yeah,
Fantastic.
very successful.
And how did word get out tonight? Because we were trying to keep this under wraps. We probably got about 300 or 400 people here. I wasn't quite sure.
A very loud chairman at the back there.
Right,
that
yeah,
is, very good at advertising
cat out of
things
the
on the
bag.
slide.
I'm having a bit of a battle with him and the microphones. Lovely to see you. Thank you for coming down. May the club obviously continue. Give us a quick word. Why have you come down tonight?
My dad's played in this match now.
He's not. What number is he?
Number 13.
And how's he getting on?
He's not getting to the tackles quick enough, so I'm quite disappointed.
Good analysis. We can have a bit more of that from those two up there, I think. Tell me a little bit about your involvement at Aylesbury. I love that you got the badge on. What brings you down tonight? You part of the setup? You part of the women's team?
Yeah, part of the women's team, and yeah, I'm on the exec here.
And what have you made of today and the fact that we've got some crazy old folk from yesteryear, but a really vibrant night here tonight?
I think it's great fun. All right, it's got everyone down, and yeah, it's really good fun.
And what does the club mean to you?
Oh, I love it. Been here for a couple of years, launched the women's team, so really passionate about the club and what it brings to the area, really.
Fantastic. And who is going to win? Team Tinds or Team Hask?
We're back Team Hask.
Backing Team Hask. No one ever backs Team Hask. What are you doing?
You've got to back your fellow forwards, haven't you?
You say so. Okay, well, I won't tell him, but thank you very much indeed. Good on you. Cheer loudly. Fellas, back to you.
Thank you, Alex. It's almost like he's done that before, isn't it? It's quite good.
I think once or twice maybe.
Great to hear from those watching on here at Aylesbury Rugby Club.
He's enjoying it actually, so he can get a word in edgeways without Haskell there. So it's nice for you to actually, Alex, would you like to interview someone quietly on the pitch side? Perfect, there you go. So.
Now I can have the solace of a microphone to myself. Well, evening, if you're just joining us, so you're very welcome. We're at Aylesbury Rugby Club. It is all about playing together and staying together. Initiative from the RFU and, well, perhaps it might be 17 to 22-year-olds making that transition into adult rugby, or maybe it's about getting a few out there, few of you who are a little older, maybe 30 years of age and above, and you've fallen out of playing the game. Maybe you've not been fancying too much of the contact, but to be honest, the variations within the game that make it safe and approachable to play, given the benefits you get, particularly at amateur and grassroots community level, really, by most accounts, tends to outweigh any of the issues that people can potentially flag about the sport. At grassroots and community level, it is still a brilliant place for camaraderie, for getting down with your mates, for having a beer in the pub afterwards in the clubhouse, and that is what we're enjoying here this evening at Aylesbury.
It certainly is. And now for the second half, uncontested scrums and no jumping in the line out. So that will fit in perfectly for a lot of people watching this. And that's why, again, we're just trying everything to attract people. So we should have a little bit more ball through hand, as they don't have to concentrate too much in the tight.
Now I can see just down below us, Tom Wood has taken his place on the sideline. There's Tom Wood. Lee Mears to the left of your picture. Understand Good Bad Rugby's own Tommy Hothershall, Balham's finest, is going to be entering the field at half-time for Team Hask. He's known as the finisher, and well, if there are any ladies watching, he is single, I'm told, so this is the new Tinder. Just get yourself listed on the team, bring a few cameras down, and we'll let you know who's available. Second half gets underway then. Mike Tindall making the first carry, and then Mike Forbes down the right side, then Players going straight off their feet, so heard it from the referee Tindall. He's looking to try and spot a bit of the room over on that side. Matt Banahan. Well, in fact, it was another big man out that side. I thought it was Banners himself, but it was Alex Ingalls. Oh,
he scored.
Look at the competition in the corner, but the referee says the ball was down.
You had Haskell's team putting it together with Woods, Vickery and Banahan, and Delon Armitage slightly complaining. That time it was Mike Tindall's big loopy pass out to the winger, come fullback, come wherever he wants to play, and I think he's maybe not much longer for this game. You can see the arms out there, Tindall's seen him. Ball goes to hand. It's not a bad finish actually, because there's cover going into the corner. Got a bit to do, and there you go. I think that's just rolled his knee. I know he's not going to be. He is hobbling back. He ain't going to play again. There you go. He just gets. Oh dear, yeah, overextended. Gets his knee caught underneath, and he ain't happy.
It's going to be a little sore in the morning.
Yeah. You don't need a kicking tee. You get the old-fashioned finger on the ball.
So Haskell's team go back in front then, having been 2 points behind at the break to Mike Tindall's outfit. 3 tries to 2 now to the team in white.
I love that from Nicholas. Stop giving away penalties. Even though it's a friendly game and everything, and he's right actually, because you just shoot yourself in the foot if you just constantly give penalties away.
Just realised that I was going off our scoreboard there, but it's of course the try was scored by Tinds' side, and they're building up to another here, so in fact they've extended their lead. Getting carried away, checking on our names over here. Right. Tatted back.
After that initial breather at half-time, they've had their 2 minutes, and now they just slow down a little bit, which is good. Gives us a chance to get the IDs right anyway.
We'll do our best. Playing 16.
Josh Irons, the big lad, marshalling the front.
Oh, now referee saying the line out as
well,
they
the
were.
line out as it was, but actually there's supposed to be no jumping, but again. We'll allow it.
Gentlemen's agreement's clearly out there. Tindall, oh, he's selling one and then stepping through. He's certainly turning it up. British and Irish Lion is out there among the great and good of Aylesbury, Minchinhampton and Chinner this evening. And he's just limping away from that tackle himself.
I think he's just milking that one. Oh, no, he's not. He's not happy with that at all. That was Banahan coming through. He got a penalty for the old seat belt, wasn't it? Not dangerous, not malicious, but again he did catch him, and Tindall is off. There we go, he's going through. You just watch him now, looking to pass off his left, and then Banahan just comes in. Yeah, well, he catches him round there, and again maybe the studs get caught. Doesn't matter, he's off.
You have to think that the occasional shot from legend on legend has to be considered fair game, right?
Yeah. Without doubt. Tom Woods comes back on as Mike Tindall does a bit of signing to the Water Boys. Tom Woods could play in the centre, couldn't he?
Former Northampton and former Worcester man, as we see Matt Banahan. Plenty of time at Bath and at Gloucester.
Right on halfway.
Tom Wood is enjoying being out in the back line. Ball is in, coming back on the Tinds side. A little bit of footwork needed to try and evade the first couple of tackles. I think you could probably put down on the stats 1 defender beaten there. Absolutely nothing wrong with that from Ben Pope. Team Haskell's team are just guilty a bit of indiscipline. Well, perfectly in keeping with
The coach.
With the coach,
yes, absolutely. He's trying to shout things on the pitch now, and yeah, not quite sure. No one's paying a blind bit of a notice to him at all. Off they go again.
It's been really well kept in, hasn't it? Barrelling forwards they come. Vickery wants to sell the dummy. Will then take two to stop him. Banahan, miss pass to Wood. Wood's got options inside. He was well tracked down. It's a really, really good tackle from Mike Forbes. Then, oh, it's a lovely hole. Is this going to be a run all the way to the line? One defender to beat, but it's a brilliant tackle. Super work from Alex Ingalls.
They got it. I think they've recycled it. Here they go.
Wood, Banahan looking to try and flick it on. Will we see the finish in the corner that there needs to be? Oh, defence is doing just the job it needs to. And unable to stay on their feet, Daniel O'Donnell ends up losing it.
He does. There's Will of the Wisp out there. Banahan just passes it on. He's catching the ball from one wing and driving it back from the other. And there's the big fella, again, straight up the middle. Alex Ingalls, as he said, setting at the platform. Good covering tackle.
Tackle from Forbes was excellent, wasn't it?
Again, you've got to keep the pressure on now, even though it is a friendly. Haskell's team will want to keep Tindall's team right in that corner, force him. It's uncontested, so no one can push. Obviously, that's why it's called uncontested. The ball goes in, but can they actually just get into people's faces to keep that red team down there?
That's why Tom Wood has exited the scrum and joined the back line, as the lack of contested scrummaging, and why not stick that man out a little wider?
He's not going to let you down anyway.
Advantage being played to the Tindall team. Referee Nick Wood is quite keen to give them as much of the advantage as possible, and can they find the gaps here?
Well, I think there's too many hands in the old cookie jar again. He has warned them numerous times, but they still give away the penalties.
And I think this time we will have the penalty.
Yeah, there was a knock-on from the Tindall side, so basically they will go back for that advantage that was being played.
Lofted one over the top. Banahan was right there to pick it off. Tried to play it, but all the attention on the ball from John Hewells. Now then, that's the lovely jink. Oh, we're seeing the step again. It's not going to be the quickest ball, but it is going to come out on the side where there are very, very few defenders. And Team Haskell have made it look that easy. Ben Holcomb, the man who's got over in the corner.
Just about.
They got there eventually, didn't they?
At a canter. It was Alex Ingalls giving the pass. But again, it's just a accumulation of a good step, good build-up. Some fresh legs coming on at half-time, setting the platform. Vickery's there with his wasp socks on. Obviously winning numerous things with that great club, and unfortunately it's been, well, we won't go into that.
Conversion just goes wide. So Team Haskell driving it even closer then. Let's catch up with Alex, who's down on the touchline.
Yeah, I've got to be honest with you, I'm quite impressed with old Tommy Rockets from Good Bad Rugby. I think he's going to be talking about his searing break and scoring pass in the office tomorrow. Delo, quick word if we may. Welcome back to the big time. How much fun? Rusty, loving it? What are the emotions on a night like this?
All three of them. Yeah, still enjoying it. Had a good run. Please tell Tinds to hang up his boots. There's no way you can hang a pass up. I think it was 20 seconds in the air before we got to me. Defenders got across. Luckily, I've still got the pace that I used to have to finish it. But no, listen, great fun, great bunch of lads to play with. It's nice getting to know them. You know the guys that will pass and won't pass.
Yeah.
Normally from 1 to 8 they don't pass, so you're cleaning a lot of ruts. Other than that, good fun. Boys are very enthusiastic. They keep going. They don't even want to come back off, so it's good for me.
I'll tell you what I absolutely love is obviously we've got some really good players here tonight, some good clubmen, and we've got some guys who've been to the top like you with European Cups and England internationals, etc. The fire in your eyes, though, and I can see it particularly with banners up and down this touchline. I've seen Tom Wood and you having a little tete-a-tete. The fires don't dim, do they?
Definitely not, no. As much as you wanted to, we talked before the game, yeah, let's just go easy. But I think as soon as you cross that line, it's back to business, isn't it? So, and that's what we enjoy, that's why we play the game, but we can still have a laugh about it after.
Which we love. And I'd just love to know what you have made of tonight overall. You've been around the world, you've played, at the very highest level, World Cups, etc. But coming back here tonight, we've had so many people coming up, so many people really pleased to see you and Vix and banners, etc. What does it mean to you to put your boots back on in an environment like this?
Man, I love it. The play together, stay together. For me, it's massive. The camaraderie to come back and to reconnect with old players and new players, it's what it's all about, and that's why we love the sport. So, yeah, long may it continue.
Love it, Banners. He just can't give it up, can he? Good on it. Will it give you go and have a run in a moment or two? Nick, Dowie, back to you. Thanks, Darren.
Thank you, Alex. Harvey Goddard receiving the gift from Matt Banahan, and that was actually just down below us in our commentary position. He pinned his ears back and said, I'm just going to take these yards and put someone else in.
Christmas has come early. He's not going to get an easier try. Again, it's just the ball. Banahan has set up quite a few things this afternoon, sort of this evening I should say, but those two lads aren't going to catch him, and he does the lovely thing, pushes it back inside, doesn't want all the glory, but again, good score, good try, conversion no good. So again, tight game, 22-19. Haskell, what, do you get a bonus point? Probably, because he'll want a bonus point.
Yeah, to get you through to the European final.
European final, because they go straight and play Toulon, don't they?
That's it. That's
right.
it.
I thought it was.
We haven't told them that before the game.
Okay, yeah. My money's on Toulon, by the way. I've got a cunning plan to make some money for Christmas.
My money's on you picking the restaurant.
And all the locals enjoying themselves. What else do you do on a Thursday night? Apart from training, it should be a training night, but I'm sure the lads are at the backfields ploughing themselves into sets of 10s and 6s and all that.
22-19 to the Haskell line-up then. Huge thanks to the National Lottery for helping fund and support this initiative. Banahan again providing. Ben Holcomb happy to take it, looking to try and work the switch.
That's good from Nick Wood as well, the ref. I know it's a friendly, it was a slight highish tackle, but again, there was no power in it. It was just because the lad had slipped down in front of him, so I'm all for that.
Yeah,
everyone goes, oh, penalty, penalty, oh, about high tackle. But no, get on with it.
Daniel O'Donnell managing to get away with having been scragged. Well, it is that thing as well. I remember I did my ELRA referee training, and they said, so what's the difference in the laws that we referee here as to what's refereed at Premiership, and being the sort of teacher's pet at the front, I said, well, obviously nothing at all. And they said, no, that's entirely where you're wrong. As a referee, you have to be sensitive to whether you're refereeing a Heineken Cup final or whether you're refereeing Team Hask against Team Tinds.
And the biggest thing he's done tonight, Nick, is talk. He's actually talked. Get away from that. Get away from that ball. Leave that. And everyone goes, okay, fine. He has seen me, because a lot of them think they're invisible out there. When they go back in the cookie jar again and put their hands all over it, they've been told 3 times, and they think they've got the Harry Potter invisibility cloak on.
Good timing.
Banahan's come in just to hunt down any player in possession here. Trying to hold them up to begin with. Ball comes back in field from Alex Jafarifar. He's stepping in to play the role of scrum half, with Fitzcharles taking a breather. Now a little bit more width on the left side. Is there enough room for them to tiptoe down? Mike Phillips working in there. Tom Wood with the left-hand flick back in field, and it's going to be Change of possession. Kick comes downfield. Mike Tindall still working as hard as ever. One of the first to get back and be onside as a support runner. Calls the dummy switch. Little chip over the top, finds Banahan. We've already had a bit of befores, and there are the afters from both of those two. Nick Wood saying the ball's gone backwards. A few tumble dryers set to spin right there. Infield it comes. Funny, I haven't really seen Alex Payne pulling any boots on Darren Morris as we were threatened.
No, because as you can see there, it does get quite feisty. Tindall against Banahan, and everyone's like, I'm not going to give an inch here. No, he's very good with a microphone. He has actually got a serious injury before tonight's game, dislocated eyelash. Again.
Okay, fine.
And it's honestly.
Well, thoughts and prayers.
Oh my goodness me, he was in tears. He was in tears in the car park.
Debut in the second row.
Can you hear the packer forwards? There's someone says that I'm debuting in the second row, and it was uncontested anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Bind, set.
Jafari Farr waits to try and get the ball, but the initial pick is going to be a strong one from Sean Pickford. Picked by name and picked by nature. Ball was there, it was well presented. But unfortunately it was just nudged forwards, but that was lovely.
Powerful, that's what you can do after uncontested scrums, because no one's pushing, no one's on there. And there's no flankers to actually worry about. But again, unfortunately, just overdoing it, overcooking it. Just by one mistake, you make 10 good metres and then one mistake, and you've put the opposition a chance to put the ball in, and this will take its time now and have a bit of their own medicine.
Switch again. Oh, he's tried to get the offload away, but it's not quite worked out. O'Donnell just perhaps guilty a little of overplaying it now. Run from Steve Davis, and look at Davis still wrestling his way forwards. Jafari Farr looks for where the next runner might be. Oh, that's really good hands, a good combination. Hules again. Armitage is back on the field. And Phil Vickery, in no uncertain terms, making a off-the-ball hit.
I think that's the latest of the late. I think that's a sending off, actually, is that late.
15 went round, use 22.
Having the penalty.
I think the handling's got better as the sort of pace has got slower out of the game, if that makes any sense whatsoever. The people aren't trying to make that extra yard, they're just concentrating where the ball's going.
Oh, little chip through the middle. Is that going to work out for Armitage? No, it's not.
Just over the shoulder, not on the neck, play on. Okay, move tacklers.
Tom Wood places that back. Banahan is on the touchline, just having a chat with James Haskell as his team in white continue to make yards forwards. They've got the shade of the scoreboard by 3 points.
I've got to say though, it's very even Stevens, isn't it? Both sides. Yes, you can see they score, the odd try occasionally from absolutely nothing, but a few mistakes creeping into the game. But it's been a good contest.
What I think is also important to notice is when you play the game in the right spirit, with the right recognition of the fact that you've got an opposition that are giving you a game, you recognise the opportunity when to take the ball into contact and when a tackle is pretty effective. Yep. So you ride the tackle, you take the ball to ground, you recycle, and everybody plays by the book. There's no animosity, there's nobody overplaying, and if someone runs a decent line and gets through a hole, it's applause and respect to the fact that there was a decent score, and everyone goes again. Phillips, Little Mike, as he's known.
Just trying to force that offload. Unfortunately, did a very good break, and then again it's just that mistake gives the ball straight back to the whites.
Long one over the top. O'Donnell's got some work to do here. Not sure that he's going to get away Is that Mears? May well have been.
He's out there. He's out there somewhere. We've got 10 minutes to go. Again, nothing in it, is there? 3 points.
Right, do you want to do the old school then? You don't have a jumper, we just do no jumping.
She's no jumping now. See, I told you.
There you go.
I was right. I was right. There was some lifting before, but we didn't see that. Honestly, we can edit that out, can't we? But again, so again, if you've not been to training on a Thursday and you don't quite know what to do, jump. There you go. No jumping. Get the ball in. Get the ball in. Get the ball out. Slow ball's better than no ball.
He's on the wrong side.
Oh, they've gone for the quick tap here. And with the line at the mercy, it is going to be the score. Beautifully done by Ryan Peacock. He wasn't going to hang around. You can hear the screams. Go on, Peacock!
Strutting him stuff down the corner. Down the right-hand side.
Maybe he hasn't got a son called Chris.
Again. Penalties given, you see all the whites are not paying attention, they're not going back 10, and all of a sudden the Peacock has, and he scores. I think we may get another couple of scores in the 9 minutes or 8 minutes or so left.
Danny Kerr-esque in the swiftness of the quick tap.
Yes. Same result as Danny normally scores, doesn't he, from that distance? But yeah, he's a good tap and go merchant.
We've been treated to 8 tries. Delon Armitage wanted a go at the touchline conversion. Not bad, but just across the uprights.
2 points in it. There we go. 8 minutes to go. 2 points in it. There we go. This is the try that the Peacock scores. There you go. We're all complaining about that. They're not back 10. They're not back 5. Doesn't matter. He scores. Here we go.
Well, it was the sort of restart. I was going to say that Phil Vickery could well have had his hands on, and he now has.
Lift it, that's fine, lift it. Let go now, that's a tackle.
They look to try and flood round the short side. Oh, but it's just opened up. It's going to be a run into the corner. Haskell's team fight back, and Alex Ingalls gets the try. They went behind by 2, they're up by 3.
There you go. I told you there was going to be a few more scores left. As the clock goes down, I think the rugby will get higher and higher. High octane. Super break. Again, cutting back to the grain. And then popping the ball in for the big fella who's actually created a few scores for the whites. And he fancies a drop, but he can do everything. Big lad. Let's do with him at Winnington Park, actually. He's about the right size. Second row, kicks goals, scores tries, makes tries. The perfect rugby player.
That scouting mission is on.
Why do you think I'm down?
Well, tell us about life at Winnington Park, Dowie.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing I've ever done, to help out, and help out in the sort of exactly same level 6 as Aylesbury are, and just getting guys out there, because we don't pay, and that's the situation we're in.
And what brought you to that? Because obviously your career took off with the likes of Oral and then playing internationally.
I was at Crewe College, and literally again it was a lad that was at Crewe College said, "Well, come and train with us," and I did do that. Got on the train. I suppose I was one of the first professionals. Got about 33p a train ticket to get from Crewe Station to Hertford Station. They're just down the road. And I've always said I'd finish my career. I didn't finish playing my career, but I've tried to help. It's a thankless task. It's the hardest job I've done, but again, you know why you do it. When you get a win on a Saturday, everything's forgotten, and you turn up on a Tuesday and Thursday, you get the same old problems, but you love it. You're a rugby person, and people probably don't understand that, but there's a lot of people that do understand it.
And that's the importance of this play together, stay together campaign, isn't it?
Absolutely. It doesn't matter. All shapes and sizes. As you mentioned, whether it's touch rugby, whether it's walking rugby, whether it's whatever, or scoring rugby like that. It's another try for the whites, the Haskell side. Yeah, it's coming down. It's coming down to have a beer. You might be lonely. You might not want to see him. It doesn't matter. Bring your wife down. Just come down. There's loads to do down a rugby club. And like I said before, it's a great place if you want a joiner or you need a mechanic or places like you always find them in rugby clubs. They're great.
Quite right.
Well, I know we do joke, but it's a serious thing because it's, again, the game is that it could be crumbling from the top down. If there's a lot of youth and a lot of structure coming underneath it, but actually from the top, players. Sometimes I can't be bothered. I can't want to do. We've got to grab players and grab attention to it and make sure that people do come down to the rugby club and join in.
Well, it was a great bit of footwork from Daniel O'Donnell to score. He even slotted a tricky touchline conversion. So we've got a 12-point game now and just 3.5 minutes left. Let's catch up with Alex, who I think is rather close to Matt Banahan.
Yes, apologies if you're watching with keen eyes. We've just had a streaker on the pitch, which is none other than James Buckland, former Leicester Tigers hooker. Not something I think that we were hoping to see this evening, but you get it anyway. It's the kind of show we offer you at Good Bad Rugby. Banners, you old warlord. Hang on, we're getting exciting here. I just want to keep an eye on Delon, who is really up for it and not content to lose on a night like this. Well played. Go on, you old warlord. Look at you still with your wind in the sails. How much fun was that?
It was a lot of fun. It was 12-a-side's actually quite tough. There's a lot of space out there and a lot of space to defend, but it's played in good spirits, and this is a tight game now with only 2 minutes to go, so that makes it 29-all, I think, with a conversion to make. So it's been a lot of fun. Like I said, get back to the grassroots and play some good standards. I'm enjoying it.
Are you playing for a little bit of a contract? Are we hoping for another, put the band back together one more time? You were talking about bars maybe. I'm sure the selectors will be watching tonight. You've put on a good performance.
I'm hoping that the video footage can be sent out to the bars for possibly the Bath game. So, but it's nice to be back out here and everybody's playing with good spirits and no injuries happened so far. So we're just hoping on Hask's team to play the final 2 minutes and get the win.
And tell me a little bit for someone like you, why you come to a night like this. You've been there, you've done it, you've got the England shirts and the bar shirts from many a big day. Why tonight?
I think I realised once I retired that I went back and played a couple of games for Jersey. It's the camaraderie and the enjoyment of playing with people that when you play professional, it's very serious. You have to think about the result. It's results driven. This isn't results driven. This is about enjoying your time with your friends. And a lot of these guys I haven't met with, but I'll be able to bump into them in 5-10 years' time, be able to talk about this moment and this event, and that's what's great about it.
Ledge, well done you. Are you going on to score the winner, or your job is done?
It's up to Coach Hask. Skips, am I going back on for the final 30 seconds? He doesn't know.
It's a big democracy, Hask team. You be picking, you choose.
The only person wouldn't come off. Phil Vickery went, Phil, you're off. He just gave me a death stare and carried on. I was like, okay, well, I can't. He's uncontrollable.
You will respect my authority. You will. Fellas, over to you.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah, I'm fairly sure that that dynamic between James Haskell and Phil Vickery was something that anyone could have guessed. But now, O'Donnell gone with a little chip over. Oh, and then he follows up and makes the big hit on John Davis. And in fact, Hask's team have managed to get the turnover. Banners might think it's 29-all, but actually Hask's team are already the team in front. And are they going to stay in position and compound that?
Well, it's Vickery's now playing at outside half, just run into Mike Tindall, so they're giving it the big I am at the moment. Tom Woods is on the ball, Vickery's back with the ball and he's knocked it forward. Nick Woods, the ref, has seen that, so there's advantage now to the Reds.
That was a brilliant bit of secret art from Mike Tindall. Oh, and they both run into the same players there. Everybody's feeling a little bit of that. And then the show, and then the go. But tiptoeing down the whitewash, Tom Fitzcharles has just run out of grass.
And you're telling me that it doesn't matter to them who wins or loses? Well, in a sense it doesn't, but my word, you've got a minute to go. And you do want to be on that winning side. It's a lot of fun tonight. It's been great occasion. Big crowd being here. A lot of laughter, but when it comes down to it, you still want to be on the winning side.
Scrum half, everyone else 10. Kids are off. Hey, scrum half, you want? You stay there. Do it.
Last few minutes then. Tindall eyeing up a gap straight through the middle, wants to get on his bike, shrugs off one tackle. He's cruising, he's looking for a support runner, but he's not going to give it to Delon Armitage, that's for sure. Now then, that is a score that brings them to within 2. And the conversion could make it 36 apiece.
5, 4, 3. You'll have time, you'll have a minute to time, you've got plenty of time, so this would be 36 all. Who scripted this? Who absolutely scripted this? Now don't miss it, Delon. Do not miss this. There you go, he hasn't.
And he's got it.
36 all.
And it will be honours even, and that probably is about fair enough. Well, what a glorious match we've seen, played in just the right spirit, and the most important thing is play together, stay together.
And look at it now, look at the faces. You could have had a smack of someone just legitimately, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're all there, they're all smiling, they're all just going, and they'll be talking about it. As the lads have been said, that Alex interviewed them, all the big superstars, it doesn't matter. But the day that I rub shoulders with Mike Tindall or Phil Vickery or whatever, they'll go in there, they'll sit at the bar, they'll have a pint together, and that's it. That's the way it should be, and that's why stay together, play together, stay together. It doesn't matter. Just get down your local rugby club. Get down. Whether you can only do 5 minutes, it doesn't matter. There's my man of the match, Alex Ingalls. Absolutely superb with scoring tries, giving tries, carrying tries, drop goaling, the lot. But that's insignificant on a night like this. It's the message that we put out to everybody. Get down your local rugby club and enjoy it.
Well, brilliant to have Gary Morris with us for this one, and well, we hope you're enjoying it wherever you're tuning in from. It's certainly been an awful lot of fun, and there is going to be a bit of a presentation, so do stay with us as we await that. And of course, it's been wonderful to have the good, the bad and the rugby along with us at Aylesbury Rugby Club. Alex Payne, James Haskell and Mike Tindall.
Here's the greatest tradition of all, being clapped off the pitch. 3 cheers for the Haskell team, there'll be 3 cheers for Tindall's team, and good fun, great occasion, good result.
Wonderful scenes. Honours even at the end. An absolute hatload of tries on a Thursday night. Plenty to enjoy. And we hope perhaps you felt a little bit inspired to get back down to your local club and pick up a ball.
Absolutely, it beats going around Sainsbury's, doesn't it, shopping? Or any other supermarket that obviously that's out there. But look, yes, it's fun, and you know we've got a lot of serious things going on in the world at the moment. But it's just a point going out there that don't let this game degenerate and go into places that it doesn't want to be. Just get down and support. Like I said, whether you can do 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or just come down for a pint and fill the water bottles up, or carry the kicking tee on, anything you can do.
Well, you may be able to hear Alex Payne's voice over the PA as he wrangles both teams into position for the presentation. So let's just stay with that for a moment.
Come and show everyone. Let's put Aylesbury on the map tonight.
Players from Aylesbury, Minchinhampton. Mike Tindall bringing a few of his mates down from there. Chino as well.
Right, so let's have another cheer for our players, please. What an amazing effort. All young, well played forward, that's a hell of a game. We are going to, so I don't know if any of you listened to the Good, the Bad, the Rugby before, but obviously Hask and Tinds are heroes in their boots. I taught a relatively average game, and this is my bit now. So we're going to do a montage. Everybody loves a montage. And we've got a montage that we're going to make from tonight's action. It's all going to be put together beautifully by Dan. Now, round of applause actually for the GBNR team. They've done a very good job putting it all together. Dan, Craig, and everybody around the team. Dan, man, are you happy? Rolling, action. action. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give a sort of a big moment and a sort of a nod to why we're all here tonight. And what I'd love to do at the end, I'm going to finish with play together, stay together, and I just want you all to try and blow the roof off this stand. Put Aylesbury on the map.
Well, Dowie, while our friends at Good, the Bad and the Rugby get a few other bits and pieces that they need, just a chance to thank you for being with us this evening. 36-all, a fitting end to what's been a fantastic night.
Yes, you couldn't have scripted it better, but again, there's a lot of sweat out there, a lot of effort, a lot of mistakes, but that's not part and parcel of why we're here. It's actually just getting out and enjoying it. And people like the physical side of it, people like the entertaining side of it, but it's actually just being together and just going out for a run. It's better than going out underneath the trees and down the road. So just get on a pitch and enjoy yourself.
Couldn't have said it better myself. We really enjoyed your company. Play together, stay together. That's the message. We hope to see you at your local rugby club very soon.
They're all here because of the love of the game. I hope I speak for everyone when I say we have all got fond memories.
The best friendships come when you play the game at a young age and you go through the fruits of victory and the pain of defeat. You learn to help support each other, you learn to help the other person get better.
Our first boys who were under 7s at the club turned 18, 19, and there's 2 or 3 of them now come through every single age group, from under 7s up to seniors, made their senior debuts.
So I've been there the whole way through, from under 8s where we're just turning up and playing tag with our mates to beginning contact and working my way through to colts and now up to seniors.
We've had one lad who's just recently went on to play international rugby for Jamaica. He is a shining example to the youngers that this is what you can achieve if you try hard and if you keep working.
The main thing that kept me going is teammates and coaches. You come here, it's quite a family-orientated club. That was a big thing to me because I come from a big family myself, so I always felt welcome.
You need the training to be hard but enjoyable. You want to create a caring environment for the players to make sure they know that they're coming into somewhere where their best interests are being looked after.
The key factor for us has been to engage the players, to make sure they are physically ready for that transition because it's the first time they will play adult rugby.
During their cult sessions, they've been training alongside seniors. Just makes things a little bit easier. They're playing the same kind of rugby.
The senior players act as mentors for the younger guys. They're great role models to the players.
Senior players, they give me the respect. I give them the respect because everyone you play with, you're going to learn something new from them. So all those boys, they've helped me in all different ways. So thankful for them as well. The coaches as well, any advice, they give up a lot of spare time.
You get used to playing people around the same age as you, sort of fairly similar builds. And when you walk onto that pitch against the adults, you see all of them, much bigger, much more physical. But within a few minutes, you feel right at home.
With the qualified coaches that we do have, they have a good sort of gateway, as it were, into senior rugby. So there is a massive support network for each and every one of those players, be it male or female.
We want them to be confident adults. Ultimately, I want to grow up for them to have a friendship that is going to last a lifetime.
Clubs are such an important part of developing a community spirit, and we know community spirit is important for the welfare of people.
We'd all like to help teams get players on the field and fixtures played. So we're sharing ideas from around the country that have been successful in keeping games on. Number 1. Using the Game On principles. Game On is all about giving teams more flexibility, whether that's match length, more options for scrums and lineouts, or the number of players on each side. Teams can work together to find a format that suits them. Visit englandrugby.com/gameon for more information. Number 2. Flexible competitions. Hampshire has seen good results from arranging league meetings with team representatives, the local referee society and RFU staff to discuss possible playing options that will meet the needs of clubs and players. Trying different approaches to the format of competitions or hosting triangular fixtures can keep players engaged. In Sussex, they reduced the number of cancelled fixtures and one-sided games by introducing a waterfall format halfway through the competition to keep games competitive. They also introduced a social league that allowed one team to host 2 other teams at their club every round. Number 3. Kick-off times. Players have told us that some of the biggest barriers to playing are work, social and family commitments. Changing your kick-off times to earlier in the day or a midweek evening game can give players a chance to enjoy their rugby whilst not impacting on other commitments. If your club doesn't have sufficient facilities to do this, why not consider using one of the Rugby 365 artificial grass pitches? Number 4. Player and fixture exchange groups. These are an effective way for teams to work together using social media platforms like Facebook or WhatsApp to help players find games or to rearrange fixtures to reduce the number of cancellations. This has been successful in Staffordshire and Surrey, where this was used to get 50 games played. In Lancashire, in collaboration with the local leagues, they've created the North West Game Finder Group to help facilitate last-minute games. Number 5. Team incentives. The Sussex Competitions Committee has adopted the slogan "Let's make it happen" to encourage clubs, teams and individuals to go the extra mile in order to get matches played. Funding has been set aside so that those efforts can, in a small but targeted way, be rewarded. Each month, an award is made to the nomination selected. For case studies and more top tips shared by clubs to help clubs, visit englandrugby.com/gameon.
Oh, hello, I'm Joe Marler. I love rugby, just like you love rugby. We live rugby. Is it live? Live. We breathe rugby. We are rugby. Just think about what rugby gives us. The best times with our mates. Working as a team to take on the opposition. A sense of belonging. A time for you and your mates. Sweet! And socialising responsibly, please. I know that you know that I know that you know you love rugby. What? Go on, do it. Get out there. Play together. Stay together. It's a bit over the top, wasn't it?
The Surrey Retention Project was sort of a big inspiration and gave us some ideas on how we could then bring that up into this part of the country. We wanted to give boys an opportunity to engage and be part of their own rugby club, but who may well have left the game, whether that through university, work, employment. We continually engage and make sure we sort of check in on them and just make sure we know when their reading weeks are, when they're back, what are their plans, even if they want to come and train and not play, if they want to come and play and train, that's whatever's right for them.
We thought it was important that we gave lads an opportunity to dip the toe in, get back into it, a bit of touch, maybe a bit of contact.
I love playing for the club. Josh, our coach tonight, puts a lot of work into making things like this happen. So, I feel like it's the least we could do to get out for him, get out to see the boys, have a run out. We enjoyed it. We played with smiles on faces.
Playing for this team is like a community. I can come to these lads and talk to them about anything. They're like a family.
Huge thank you to the National Lottery, because without their help, nights like tonight wouldn't be possible.